All right, everybody, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Wire podcast. This is Rick Del Santo, part of ProWrestlingWire.net, the AIWF network, and wherever you find your podcast. I am here today with Nikki. What's going on?
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on, and we're going to talk about this big event coming up this weekend, but let's jump into a little bit backwards, I guess you could say, about your career. How did let's start with your fandom and stuff like that. When did you discover professional wrestling? How did you become a fan?
It's really kind of interesting. When I was little, my cousin and I, we used to watch WWF before the name changed. So, I was little, and we had a big teddy bear that's bigger than me, and we would do all the moves on it, punch it in the air to each other, drop kick, and all those kind of things, pile drive, and I think my mom thought I was crazy. It was for boys, but, we had so much fun, and we bonded over it. And then I kind of disappeared out of wrestling for a while, and things changed, and it became WWE, and Vince McMahon came in, and I did follow, like, Jake the Snake, and Million Dollar Man, and Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, those guys. But that was probably, like, the end of when I really stopped watching it for a while. And then my best friend growing up, her brother got into it down at South Broadway Athletic Club, and he was the Amish Warrior. He had a nice following. Everybody thought it was great, Amish guy out there kicking butt. And the women, there was a couple women down there at that time. We had Big Mama Love and Tara the Irish Terror, Lacey, and but it was kind of dwindling. The women were starting to want to retire, kind of move to the next phase in their life. And he said, hey, would you like to come down and train? And I said, no, absolutely not. I'm not getting in the ring. And I would go watch them every month. And I watched all these guys, and I said, it's crazy. You get hurt. They said, just come down to the practice ring, just hang out. And I thought, like, how many people actually get to go hang out with wrestlers and just see what it's all about? So I went down, and guys put me in the ring, and I took my first bump, and that's all she wrote. It's in you from the minute you take a hit, and it's incredible. Like, I think half of us that are retired would still get up there and take a bump.
Yeah. I know. I've never been an active competitor or anything like that, but I've been around it for a better part of my life, and I quite enjoy it. And every time I say I want to go away, I never do. I come back.
Yeah. And here I am.
So
yeah.
And then I started podcasting, and it was all over after that. There was a lot that. So where did you work mostly? Like, you're from the St. Louis area now, correct? Or you're heading out to St. Louis, right?
Yeah. So I grew up in St. Louis, and South St. Louis, Acton, South County area, South City. Raised there my whole life, and then. I think I spent about 14 years in Southern Illinois living out in the country, but I had already been through my wrestling career at that point when I moved. And, the people that you meet in wrestling become your family. It's not just friends. It's not just, hey, how you doing? It's we're getting together once a month, order pay-per-view. We're bringing our kids together. We're having family potluck dinners. We're dyeing Easter eggs together. One of the refs, his daughter even asked me to be in her wedding, and it just keeps going on, and now our kids were raised together, and they're having families, and so I just kept coming back, stayed in touch with everybody, and I would still show up at shows, kept in touch with all my friends, people I wrestled with, and mainly Jim Harris. He was a ref down there, and him and his wife and kids, they're like family with my family, and he started up this Hall of Fame. It was his vision, and it has taken off like leaps and bounds. We have gotten crazy high accolades. Just this year, we were awarded a letter from the Division of Professional Registration. Everybody getting inducted has gotten an award from the St. Louis City. It is just crazy, the recognition we've received. I like to think it's because it's over so many different organizations, because it's all of the independent organizations around.
Yeah. I'm looking at the letter now. I guess it was posted earlier this month. And it's pretty interesting. I remember when Luke Roberts told me about it, that it was a very exciting time that letter went out.
Yes.
That it was exciting.
Yes. Luke is getting inducted this year, and he has been really instrumental. So this is both his first year on the board and my first year on the board. I come with a background in executive assistant and working with board of directors. So, and he has a whole nother host of talents. So it's the board that we have now is the strongest ever, I believe, and it's just becoming an amazing organization to be a part of.
That's awesome. How long has the St. Louis Hall of Fame been around?
I believe the first year was 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that's like
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but yes.
Yeah, no, that sounds like it's grown a lot in that last like 7-8 years. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, incredibly.
Yeah.
In fact, when you talk about growth, like last year we had the small banquet room at Andres, and this year we had to bump up to the bigger room, and we're almost sold out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. One of these days I'm going to have to get down there. I was invited this year, but scheduling did not allow me. So,
okay.
When I interviewed Luke months ago for the first time, he had invited me down, and I was going to try to make it, but I have 2 daughters getting married this year. So,
okay. There you go. There you.
And that's not going to make it work. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me about being the board member. What made you transition? You transitioned from professional wrestling. You took some time off, I'm assuming, and then you ended up getting on the board of the St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Yes. So I was inducted last year, and like I said, I've been very close with Jim, and I could see that they needed a talent that I could offer. And I just remember thinking last year when they inducted me, knowing all the work that all the board members put into this, and just so that we could give back and recognize all the hard work and dedication, but to the wrestlers themselves, and then also just to acknowledge our families, because the time it took away from spouses, significant others, kids, while you're training, you're working, you're doing promos, things like that. So it's a really nice way to give back and honor people for their time and dedication, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Who are some that are in the Hall of Fame from years past that were inducted? Some names people may know on the show. Okay,
so let's see. We've had Frank Reed's going in this year, but he's definitely a big name. Tony Castaldi, and of course he's a number one to me. He was the promoter that brought me into South Broadway Athletic Club. We've had 3 members of the Smith family. This year will be Ed Smith, so it'll be the 3rd generation. All will be inducted. Trying to think. Ron Powers, Gino. He was instrumental to me. Tara the Irish Terror, Big Mama Love. Jim Harris has been inducted now himself, and this is a voting thing, so it's not like Jim said, I want to put myself in, Bobby Patton was a referee that people might know and recognize. Those are just a few.
Yeah, no, those are some names. I know a lot of those names that you mentioned, so it's pretty awesome. What goes into, when does this voting start? When do the names get thrown around? Is it thrown around all year and that kind of thing?
Yeah, we've already... Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, is it a preparation? Like as soon as you guys are done, do you guys take a little break? Or then you start throwing your names around for the following year?
Yes, like just yesterday, we had a couple people say, well, next year I'm thinking about this person or that person. We can bring them to the table and we can all discuss what they've done. I know for a fact, Big Mama Love is the one who presented me to the board for induction. And she approached me. I had never spoke to her before that. Didn't even know she knew who I was. And she's married to John Blackheart. He's inducted as well. But she asked for videos of my wrestling. She wanted to know about my background, my history, accomplishments, things I overcame, people I worked with. It was an intensive screening process.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds very difficult.
Yeah.
So
it's cool though, because it makes it important that you're being recognized. It's well earned.
Yes, and you're going in there with a bunch of people. So this year, you guys are inducting a bunch this year. Sorry, I'm still waiting for my page to load here. I have the list in front of me. You guys have a lot of people here, and this is going to be exciting. So first, before we get into this, how can people, if they want to attend? Now, it's this Saturday, I believe, correct? Is it this Saturday?
It is on Sunday, and it's at Andres Banquet Center South in St. Louis, and it's from 1 to 5 p.m. You can go to our Facebook page to get tickets in advance. We also have some T-shirts from, it's very select sizes from some previous inductees. So once they're out, they're out. There's a link on our Facebook page to buy those shirts as well. The tickets, I think they are, yep, I've got a ticket right here. We got $30 in advance, $35 at the door. That's what it looks like. You get a nice meal with it. It's definitely a banquet. And then we have people that come in and induct these people. They give speeches about all of their contributions.
Okay. I'm looking at it right now on the Sunday, June 22nd, 2025, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern, that is. So I'm not sure. Are you guys on Eastern time? Okay.
It's 1 p.m. Central Standard Time in St. Louis, 1 p.m. here.
Gotcha. I'm Eastern, so it's going to automatically show it. And it's, you guys have a quite impressive list here this year going in. Let's head over to that list. I got it right here.
Okay. Yeah.
First, we have in the list that I have here is MsChif is going in. Now, I remember them quite well. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm really excited about MsChif. She was really making it big when I was in wrestling, but she was in a different organization than me. And I heard people talk about her all the time. So I never actually saw one of her matches, but I heard what a fierce competitor she was. I heard guys talking in the locker room how scared they were of her. They didn't want to wrestle her. So I know that I'm really looking forward to meeting her and seeing some of her footage and just getting to know her. It's exciting.
Yeah, she's got quite the resume here, actually. I remember her from TNA, Ring of Honor, and Full Impact Pro. Obviously, Shimmer. I had some of those DVDs back way back then. So I'm still a DVD collector, but mostly of the old school variety, mostly like early days stuff. But yeah, that's a pretty impressive resume right there. Let's see, the Human Wrecking Ball, Pete Madden, is also going in.
Yeah, and I believe that Luke Roberts, he trained under him, so he has a very special connection with him, and I have not met him yet. I never saw his matches, but not only have I heard what Luke has had to say about him, but then also some of the other board members, and then I see what people are saying on our board when they're buying tickets. Like, people are very excited about Pete Madden, so I know he was also a really great contender, so can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I'm looking at his resume here. Worked under Herb Simmons, it looks like, as well. Have you ever worked under Herb, or are you familiar with Herb?
I do know Herb. We have actually never spoken. We've been in the same room so many times. But, when I was coming up and he was there, he was such a big presence. And I was like, nobody, just, and I was very, just in awe of him at that point in time. So I'll see him this year. Now he's just another one of us. And I know all the things he's done. I did get picked up for a match over in Illinois, and it didn't come to fruition, but I would have actually had a match under her.
Oh, that's awesome. I watched his weekly TV show on It airs Sunday nights here on YouTube. Okay. So it's quite enjoyable if you like old studio wrestling. So
he knows all the old stuff. Yeah,
he does. I've had him on the show before as well, and I'd love to eventually get out there. I think I've done more traveling now for wrestling events in the last 2 to 3 years. So you never know. You might see me in St. Louis at some point. So
I'm actually coming from Houston. That's where I moved to.
All right. So, I mean, you grew up in a great wrestling area. It's a great history for wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling and from Texas. Obviously, Von Erickson, world class and stuff. Every day on ESPN growing up as a little kid. So
yeah, it's taken off here again, big time. I'm seeing promo posters all over the place, different bars and restaurants promoting all over YouTube. Wrestling is going to really shoot off here again in the independent circuit.
That's awesome. That's great. I love to hear that. So I like that, independent wrestling these days is way different. It's way more popular than it ever was than early 2000s and 90s and stuff like that. There's literally wrestling everywhere that you turn, from television to streaming services. So it's kind of an amazing era that we're in.
Definitely, it's exciting.
Yeah. Let's see. Ed Smith will be inducted as well.
Yes, and so Ed Smith, he's one of the greats with Tony Costa, Herb Simmons, all those kind of guys back then. And actually, his son Keith Smith and Keith Smith Jr. have both been inducted, and they will be there on hand to accept his award for him. So it's going to be really nice, like I said, with family. It's not only you make family within the wrestling community, but your family continues the tradition as well.
Right, right. Let's see. Ace Strange, they'll be going in, and that's the one name I don't think I'm familiar with them. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, so Ace Strange, he was actually wrestling when I was just a spectator, coming every month watching. One of our board members is John Daugherty, but he was Wild Child Billy Diamond. And so the two of them would come out all the time. They competed against each other, competed with each other, and then they organized a group called Foreplay. So it was 3 guys, 1 girl. Tara the Irish Terror was on it. One thing I always really appreciated about Ace that really kind of blew my mind, he's very tall. He's lean, he's tall, but he is quick moving, really in there, knows what's going on, and he's professional and exciting to watch all the time. He has big attitude, and he comes with a lot of energy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, of course, our friend Luke Roberts that we mentioned.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
looking forward to that. Do you know if this event is going to be filmed and like maybe uploaded to YouTube at a later date, or?
We are going to try to broadcast it live for the first time.
Okay.
So we'll see how it works out. So we're going to see what happens. We've got everything set up as far as we know. We haven't done it yet, but this could be our first year. So that's an exciting turn of events. But, Luke has been in wrestling since he was little bitty, and he was working merch tables, putting on music for people coming out, and then he got into wrestling. He's done commentating. He's been a referee. I mean, he's just been his hands in everything. So he is a wealth of knowledge. He's very professional as far as wrestling goes. He's professional in the business world, and he has been he's made such a big contribution to our board of directors and wrestling as a whole. So there could not be anyone more worthwhile to be inducted than Luke.
I know, yeah. I mean, when I interviewed him, we went on for about a good hour and a half, and and that's not a bad thing. We touched upon everything because, I mean, and it's he is still very much finger on the pulse when it comes to wrestling. He's like, thought I was bad. Like, he knew everything that is, like, he watches way more wrestling than I watch, and it's kind of incredible. So,
he does, and he puts in the work and the time, and we're just so lucky to have him as part of the board.
Yeah. Steve Sharp.
Oh man, Steve Sharp. He was wrestling when I came in. Him and Ron Powers had an ongoing feud. He was big, bad. Everybody just was in awe of him. And not only was he an amazing athlete and great in the ring, but he's a really wonderful person. When I started, I didn't think he would know who the heck I was. He hadn't seen me wrestle, and I saw him and Ron Powers actually over in Illinois for a match, and I was going to check it out when I was going to have a match over there. And they just started talking to me. They knew who I was, very personable. And since wrestling, he's put in hard work. He's become a big name in the film industry. He just started his own production company, and still he talks to all of us at wrestling. He's just one of everybody else. Never got a big head. Very.
So it's a really great all-around guy.
Yep. He's got quite the impressive resume as well. I'm looking over here.
Yeah.
Former NWA Mid-America champion, the former NWA WLW champion. He's also competed in Power Pro Wrestling, which was Memphis for quite some time. OVW for Herb Simmons. Looks like he had a little WCW work as well as NWA Wildside. One of the things about NWA Wildside, me and my connection to NWA Wildside, I used to get that on TV at 1 o'clock in the morning every Saturday really in the earliest years, and I watched it, and I was really the entire duration of NWA Wildside, that was the wrestling company that I watched the most, and pretty much
Really?
Favorite thing. Yes, I absolutely loved it. I didn't have cable TV at the time. It was when I married my first wife, and we were still, a young couple. And that was really that, and then TNA Explosion, and then the Saholdis would run whatever program that they had on at the time in the earlier 2000s. But NWA Wildside, that was it for me. That was like my favorite during that time period. And I still go back and watch videos of it. A lot of great people got their start there too. So
That's awesome. And he's also been inducted to the Midwest Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame as well. So he's more than one time inducted into a Hall of Fame for wrestling.
that's awesome. That's great. Let's see, Douglas O'Shea as well. He's getting the John Blackheart Award.
Yes. So John Blackheart, he's already been inducted to our board. I'm sorry. He is on our board of directors and he's been inducted into our Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He brought Doug O'Shea and he brought him to us and said he wanted to present him to receive that award this year. And the list of everything he laid out about this guy is just amazing. He's been a former IEW commissioner, second generation pro wrestling. His father was Hall of Fame referee Doug Michaels, 2024 RCW Hall of Famer. And so he's got a pretty exciting career as well. Yeah.
It sounds like it. I mean, second generation wrestler, or wrestling, part of the wrestling. Yeah. It sounds like it's going to be a great time. And then let's see, we have one more. Peggy Minder will be receiving the John Bullion Award.
Yes, Jerry Bullion Award. So she's actually being inducted as a member of our Hall of Fame because she has played such an integral part of our wrestling careers as a fan. Okay. So she tells you, she's always said what she thinks, how she feels, how you did. She'll tell you after the show, you screwed that up, you were good at this, you were bad at that. But she helped push people to become better. And she's somebody that everyone came to appreciate and love. And she contributed a lot herself just with her opinions and always being there, showing up and supporting. So it's important.
Yeah. That sounds awesome that these awards are going out there to these people that deserve it. These people are getting into the Hall of Fame and that they deserve it. And you said that you're looking to stream it. So that's a possibility. Yeah. If you guys can, please update me and I'll put the information out there as well.
Definitely.
Let's see. Where else could people find it? I see that there is a website. Is there a website or a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page, so I can share that if you like, and then we could put that up on the stream. There's another person getting inducted that I would be remiss if we pass over him.
I saw that in the notes, so I apologize.
That's okay. Jeremy Lightfoot.
Okay.
So his dad is also being inducted this year, Doc Lombardi. But Doc's getting inducted this year. He had an incredible career. Jeremy is being inducted this year, and his son is now coming up. But I also had the pleasure to train his wife while I was there. And I had his son there at the training ring in diapers, and now he's coming up with his dad. So he's a really special recipient for me personally. He created the Lightfoot driver. It is an incredible move. So you can just YouTube that video. He's held over 40 championships. So super excited for him as well. That's
amazing. That's this Sunday. Let's not forget, yes. June 22nd, 1 p.m. Central Time. And there's a possibility that it's going to be broadcast. So, like I said, you're going to notify me of that, and I'm going to try to push the hell out of it when it comes up. You guys can go on to Facebook. It's an independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame on Facebook. And,
you don't want to miss it. I mean, not only are all these great people that we talked about, but the people that were chosen to induct them are some big names that you don't want to miss. It's an opportunity to meet, greet, mingle, get autographs, reminisce, and it's an all-around really great event.
That's amazing. It sounds like a great time. It sounds like I should be there this week, and unfortunately I have another wedding to go to. So there's,
Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Yes. I gotta, like I said, I've been traveling a lot more. I'm going up to, I will be in the Hall of Fame in New York this year, in Albany. So,
awesome.
That's going to be a fun time. Is there anything else? Why don't you put out where people can find your information outside of that? Do you have your Facebook page or?
Yeah, can I just send you some links and you can share that with the viewers? And
absolutely, I'll put that in the comments and all that stuff. Yep.
Great. I have a YouTube page I just started, been putting some matches out there, so I can share that link and people can see some of those.
Absolutely. I want everybody to go over and like that page as well as soon as and it's going to be in the comments, I promise. So,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to throw out there?
I don't think so. Just make sure that you come out, enjoy your time, and meet some of these great people. We'd love to see you, love to have you. June 22nd, 1 p.m., Andre South on Telegraph.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.